Hello, today we're going to be reviewing this bag, which is the Osprey 38 litre backpack. It's ideal for things like long day trips and overnight trips. It's part of Osprey's Kestrel series, which is a series of 5 different bags with different litre capacities, ideal for any trail, in any season, in any weather. So my favourite series because they pretty much take anything you throw at them. This is the small to medium backpack. There is a medium to large one available, and I've done a separate video on that backpack, so do check that out if you think you'd be that size. So this is actually a 36 litre bag. As you go down in size, they drop 2 litres, which kind of makes sense because of the size difference. So as I said, 36 litre backpack rather than 38. The medium to large is 38 litres. I found a couple of faults in this bag, which is why I'm doing a review, but otherwise I've been pretty impressed. But it's whether or not you want to invest in something quite as expensive as this if you don't like the features that I found the faults in. So that's why I'm making this review anyway. So let's run through those features. Starting on the back, we have got the Osprey specific kind of ventilating mesh here, so that's to keep your back cool on really hot days so the sweat doesn't stick to you. You've then got ridged foam back as well, which is designed for when this thing's fully loaded. You've got maximum comfort and support on your back so that nothing's rubbing or digging in or anything like that. You've then got the usual fully adjustable shoulder straps. I've got this on the highest setting, but we'll discuss dimensions and things in a minute. So you've got an adjustment here at the top of the strap and the usual one here at the kind of waist area. The sternum strap has got an emergency whistle. I find this absolutely rubbish. Let's try this one. Alright, that's better than summer. So an emergency whistle, whether or not it'll work in an emergency, I don't know. But that's a built-in feature anyway. You've then got the hip belt, which has got a really nice big clasp, so really supportive there. And of course you've got these really cool side pockets on the hip belt. So I keep my phone in one and GoPro in the other. I've never had pockets on the hip belt before and I absolutely love them. I don't think I'll be getting a backpack without hip pockets again. One thing I will mention with Osprey backpacks is the size of the hip belts. Make sure you try before you buy, because I find they are always slightly too big, and when you're supposed to be having the majority of the weight supported by your hip, that's not a really very good thing to have one that's not as tight as it should be. So really do watch out for that, make sure it fits you properly. Moving on to the top of the pack, can't quite see this because I've got it so highly adjusted, but right all the way down here at the back of the pack is a external hydration kind of pocket thing. Goes right down to the bottom, it's absolutely huge. You may be thinking, well, I haven't got a water bladder that's 38 litres. Doesn't matter. They've quite intelligently fitted a little clip just at the top of the pack, so you can easily clip a water bladder onto that and stop it sloshing around and going right to the bottom. You may be thinking, well, why fit an external pocket? Well, that's basically in case it leaks, so everything inside is going to stay dry, and also really quick access for refills and things like that. So I do like it being external. Of course, if you don't have a water bladder, you can always shove maps and stuff in there anyway, trail magazines, whatever you want. It's a good safe storage space as well. So we've got the usual handle, that's nice and strong for picking it up when it's fully loaded, or just hanging it up when you're finished using it for the day. So I do like that. But let's move on to the front of the pack. So you have got, where should we start? Here. So all of the Kestrel backpacks have a fully integrated and detachable rain cover. Let's get this out. As usual, it's red. So this backpack comes in green, blue, red and black. All of the waterproof covers are red. And they all have the Osprey logo on. There we go, there it is. And the coolest thing about these is they have a fully adjustable edge. So when you have your backpack that's half loaded, you can adjust it so it still fits nice and tightly and won't blow away. Same for when it's fully loaded, you can adjust it, slacken it off slightly so that it fits really well, and again, won't blow away, so I do like that. Another nice thing of that is it being on the front of the pack means that if you're travelling with a friend, you can just say, can you put my waterproof cover on please? And it doesn't involve taking your bag off, so I do like that, being on the front of the pack. There we go. At the base, you've got 2 removable sleeping pad straps, which go really, really big. So you can shove something, not only a sleeping mat, but you could also put a one-man tent, bivvy tent, whatever you want to put there. So I do like that, and of course if you don't want them there dangling around, you can just take them off. Moving on to the side of the packs, you've then got these 2 stretchy mesh pockets, which are ideal for, well, water bottles I suppose. One thing I would note is they have a weird diagonal base, which is pretty pointless because I don't know anybody with a diagonal based flask. I use 3/4 of a litre flasks and they don't fit. In other words, when I bend over, they fall out. If they were a couple of inches higher, that would be much better because things wouldn't fall out and be much more supported. So if you have big flasks, do watch out for that. And that is mirrored on the other side there, another stretchy one. You've then got 2 compression straps, so you've got one at the top of the bag and one at the bottom here, and again, mirrored on this side of the bag, one at the top, one on the bottom. Where is it? There it is. You may have noticed this elastic or plastic covered piece of elastic, and there's also one here on the shoulder strap. Now that is Osprey's stow on the go walking pole kind of compartment thing. Basically, when you're on the go and you don't need your walking poles, get the end, put it in here on the bit on the back of the pack, and then attach the front, the handles to your shoulder straps, and your walking poles are then safely stowed away, ready for when you need them later on, and they're not in the way for when you're walking. So I do like that because it means you can keep your pack on whilst you're walking. Then also in the front, actually I've just remembered something else. We've got 2 very cool ice axe loops. So one here, and quite cleverly this has been thought about quite well. Underneath those ice axe loops, where the ice axe goes, is slightly more robust fabric. So basically, if it accidentally catches, then nothing's going to snag or tear. So I do like that because it means no damage will be caused by sharp objects. That's the front of the pack. So let's move on to the top and the inside. So this is what we call a top-loading backpack. In other words, you put stuff in at the top rather than the front, like your kind of average college bags. So we've got a nice big, huge, ginormous fixed lid pocket, which is the whole of the lid, absolutely massive. And there's a cute little key clip in there, so you can attach your keys and stop them rustling about. The lid itself is attached to the main compartment, with 2 clips here, either side, so that's quite good. Nice and secure. And then we get to the front of the pack, and you see here, we've got a nice big stretchy front pocket. So that's mesh as usual. And that's ideal for things like food, maps, jumpers, whatever you need quick access. And especially once again, if you're traveling with a friend, you can just be like, can you get this out for me? And they'll be like, yes, that's easy. So I do like that. Back to the lid. We have got a mesh non-stretchy pocket on the inner side of the lid. That's good for things like purses, wallets, safe things that you just want to leave there until the end of your trek. So I do like that. And then we come to the internal pocket. Now, this is kind of your Osprey specific toggle. I spent ages when I first came to Osprey trying to get into them because I was like, do you squeeze it? Do you pinch it? How do you get into it? All you do, grab the top and pull. And that's basically specific for when you've got numb hands, so it's glove compatible. So really easy, no stress involved for that once you figured it out. Then we're back into this fabric, which is really robust and slightly water resistant. Basically, if you're putting sharp stuff in and out of your backpack, it's not going to snag or cause any tears or stretch, so I do like that as well. And then the inside of the bag really is nothing special. It's kind of just one massive compartment, goes right down to the bag. There's no kind of internal back sleeve thing for maps or whatever. That's it, it's just one massive thing. However, one thing that there is an internal divider, which is fully adjustable, which sits about here inside, and that's basically so that you can make a sleeping bag compartment for when you are going on those multi-day trips or those couple of day trips, long weekend thing. And you can access that sleeping bag compartment here at the bottom. Just undo those pad clips. And we've got, where are they? Somewhere around here are, there we go, glove compatible zips, so you can easily access the bottom of the bag when you find the zips to get to the sleeping bag compartment. So that's it. There's basically 2 compartments on the inside, but sometimes simple is better. So I think that's about it for the bag. As I said, I mean, it's proved pretty good. Other than, as I mentioned, the hip belt being slightly too big and the mesh pockets being slightly too small. Come on, can't they get that right? Just for a 3/4 litre flask, I think that's a bit of a shame really, because that could make life a lot easier. So overall this bag weighs, what is it, 1.38 kilograms, so it's slightly lighter than the slightly lighter than the medium to large backpack. It's also, the dimensions overall are something like 64 centimeters in length, 29 centimeters in width, and 28 centimeters overall diameter. So it's slightly smaller than the medium to large backpack. But if you're really not sure what size backpack you are, do have a look at my comparison between the medium to large and the small to medium, because I really talk about the main differences, which actually are quite obvious when you have them side by side. But if you definitely are small to medium, or you get this backpack in whatever size you get it, do have some great adventures. It's a really great pack if it fits you properly, and it should last you a very, very long time, a lifetime hopefully, because it's a worthy investment. So have some fantastic adventures, and I'll see you in my next review. Thanks for watching.